Good evening, guys. Welcome to On the Liver Racing channel. And well, what a great first day at the festival. We've seen some rising stars, most definitely. Looking at Constitution Hill, wow, what a horse. To win a Supreme of that nature and even smash Shishkin's time of the distance over 2 miles in Altior as well. He's definitely a star for the future. That was quite impressive. Looking onto the Honeysuckle as well. Honeysuckle was quite impressive. She did enough again. I thought it was a great run by Epatanti and Zannier. 2 stars coming back and running a very big race at big prices. But obviously Honeysuckle, she was just too good. It'll be interesting where she goes from here. 15 out of 15. What a great horse. Another freak of nature. Looking over, we can see Willie Mullins get one on the board in the last race with the Statler. Won quite easy on the bridle under Patrick Mullins. It was quite impressive. And it was good to see Linda Russell get a winner as well. So on the first day, it hasn't been easy. The Nap one, which is Edward Stone, who was absolutely extremely impressive. I actually think the horse has improved even further. So that was a good win for us. It's a Nap. Sadly, it's been a hard day. It's the only winner we've had. And we had an each way there, a big price as well. So moving on tomorrow, we start with the Ballymore over 2 mile 5. Again, it looks like it's all Willie Mullins again here on Sir Gerhard. Interesting move here that they decided to go from the Supreme onto the Ballymore. And I did say that any horse that comes out in Supreme at the top 4 in the betting will probably win this race quite comfortably. But 8 to 11 is not a bet for me. Obviously, we're going to look around for a bit of value in the race. It's going to be nothing big. Free Stripe live there for Gordon Elliott, Davy Russell. Probably is the leading outstanding against Sir Gerhard. Sir Gerhard's all speed. Over 2 mile 5. He obviously will have to be on his game. Free Stripe live there, 13 to 2, 7 to 1. We've got Journey with Me there, about the same price. And the horse I fancy here, as the stats go, looking back, the Irish have won the last 5 of the last 6 meetings of this race. And it's going to be very hard to beat the Irish in. I think Gordon Elliott could have the main card here. Last year, obviously, we saw Bob Ollinger go in under Rachel Blackmore for Henry de Bromhead. And looking at this, I'm going to take Mullins on here with this Gerhard. It could be a silly move here. But however, I just think Gordon Elliott could have Free Stripe Life actually booked nicely here. 6 to 1 is a cracking price. Got a bit of finding with Sir Gerhard when they both met in the Tattersalls Island Novices Hurdle, the Grade 1 event over at Leopardstown back on the 6th of February. Beat him by 6 lengths. And Sir Gerhard, like I said, that was over 2 miles. So, you take it on trust that Sir Gerhard is going to stay this trip in the Ballymore. Like I said, the last 2 winning favourites have won this race. I just think at value, Free Stripe Life is definitely a value there with Davy Russell on board. Another one I think we're going to look at here is the other Irish horse here, Rachel Blackmore and Henry de Bromhead coming here with Journey with Me. A nice unbeaten 6-year-old here by Marla. Again, last seen when beating the Choice of Words over at Nace over 2 mile 3 on soft ground and did it well by 3 lengths. And it was giving plenty of weight there to the second. So it's another horse that we could probably expect to come on for that race again. To get to the trip, there's no real worry about the trip. Run over 2 mile 3 on soft ground. If we go to his Leopardstown run, this is the more impressive one when beating a horse called Nella Crooner. And did that by 3.5 lengths, did it well. And back in third was Kilcrit. Obviously, now we know Kilcrit run a very, very bad race in the Supreme. Wasn't as classy as we expected. But it's still a good yardstick with Manila Crooner, who is fancied on the card this week. Journey with Me could be definitely the unknown horse. That was over 2.5 miles, so there's no problem with the trip. And the way that the horse Journey with Me saw the race out at Leopardstown, I would like to think that there's more to come with this horse, especially on good to soft ground. We've got to try and get Sir Gerhard beat over the 2 mile 5. As I said, the questions are, is this horse going to stay? We know Free Stripe Life will stay, I think, and I think Journey with Me would definitely be in the mix as well. We can have a look at Paul Nicholls, obviously a stage star, who's still looking for his first win at the festival. Bombed out this on the first day. Last seen at Newbury, winning over extended 2.5 miles when beating a horse called West Balboa. Wales of 139, won by 6.5 lengths. That would probably put him up to about 146. Still a bit more to do. He's got to step up to win this kind of race of a mark 146. They have him rated here about 143. So I still think he's got a bit more to do. So as I said, Sir Gerhard is obviously going to be the horse to beat. We've got to be taking on trust that he can get 2 mile 5. But I'm going to stick with here with Gordon Elliott's obviously a Free Stripe Life. Even though I have stated that, like I said, whoever did not turn up in the Supreme will win the Ballymore. But I said we've got to take on trust that Sir Gerhard will get the trip. I think Free Stripe Life will get the trip. And I think it sets, a 7-1 with William Hill is quite a worthy each way bet for this horse. 9 runners booked. I'd like to see. I think this horse will be out the first 3. I will have a quick look at on maybe an outsider here each way. It's I Am Maximus. Now I put this horse up a long time ago when it won its bumper back here at Cheltenham over extended 2 miles on soft ground under Nico de Boinville, and as obviously since on trials day came out and got second to a horse called Hillcrest. Is another horse who's fancied this week, but I don't. That was off of Mark 129. Probably Mark. It's still got quite a bit of fame as we like Sir Gerhard. But again, he was beaten 7-5 favourite that day, and he kept on well over the 2.5. So I think on softish grounds, good as soft, he could be the dark horse in the race. This Iron Maximus, especially with Nicky Henderson's stable in such good form. So I'm going to go tip up 2 against the field here, against the favourite. Especially with 8 runners, 9 runners. So I'll go Free Stripe Life each way, 7-1 William Hill. And we have a little bit here each way on I Am Maximus. You can get 18-1 on this with Ladbroke, with Paddy Power, 18-1. I think they're both a good each way bet against the favourite. We're going to move on to the 210, which is the Brown Advisory Novices Chase. Over just shy of extended 3 miles here. All the range could be Brave Man's Game. For Nicky Henderson, for Paul Nicholls here. Paul Nicholls won this with top of the game back in 2019, and he's successful in this race. Last year, obviously, Monkfish won this for Willie Mullins. As for favourites in this race, obviously, Willie Mullins won this last year, a favourite, and we haven't seen much above the first 3 in the betting over the last few years in this, and I just like to think maybe we can take on here any Irish horse here maybe that has a run in the last 35, 40 days. So if we look down the field here, we've got Beacon Ridge, which I can't really fancy. Farrett Dearline for Gordon Elliott, and he's also got Fury Road. That form took a bit of a dent today. Excuse me. And obviously Galliard du Mesnil, also for a Willie Mullins. Got Streets of Doyen there for the Irish as well. And we've got Paul Nicholls here with 3 under through 5. And then we've got Dusart for Nicky Henderson. Capodanno for Willie Mullins. And the horse I'm going to look at here first is Willie Mullins' horse here. Mark Walsh had a winner today at the event with Capodanno. I think the horse was rather unlucky last time at Leopardstown when coming to grief. In the race in the Ladbrokes Novice Chase, the Grade 1, over the extended 2 mile 5. And back in third there was Galliard du Mesnil. Fury Road back in 5th. If we look at this, he just made some silly errors. Was fancied his second favourite. And we wouldn't know where he would finish prior to that. I would like to think that he would have finished behind Galloping Deschamps in the race there. If we go back further afield, excuse me again, second up Puncher Stand in January to Bob Ollinger, and won well at Nace. So yeah, I like to think that we could see a big run here from Capodanno. As for British winners, as I said there, they've won 4 of the last 5. Sorry, three of the last 5. So you've got to take on serious threat here from the English challengers. It's going to be a good clip, I think, here, made by Lucinda Russell's horse at High Senior. I mean, the thing is, can he outstay him? I don't think you can take nothing away from the horse. Second to Brave Man's game at Kempton back on Boxing Day in the Cato Star, beaten 7.5 lengths, made most of the running. Was just picked off quite easy by Brave Man's game off level weights. But as come back and frank that form recently at Wetherby back on the 5th of February, when winning off a mark of 152 under Derek Fox, when beating a horse called Noble Yates. So again, at High Senior, I mean, there's no significant the horse can't lead and outstay these guys. That was on good ground. So if it goes too soft here, I would be a worry for me. But I think the ground's drying out if I look at the times that have been produced today. So yeah, look at the race here strongly. It's Braves Man games to lose. Probably would like a bit of cut in the ground, which he should get. Beat Pat's Fancy last time out 3.5 lengths. He was quite convincingly beaten in the last race today at Cheltenham. He's got obviously reversed that form with. He beat at the High Senior by 7.5 lengths at Kempton back on Boxing Day. And yeah, he's definitely the prime horse to beat. But I just think this horse is just might be found out up that hill. And I think if a High Senior gets first run, which I think he would probably do, obviously we're listening to Russell and Derek Fox having a winner today. I would like to think that the High Senior won't be at the first 3 here. The dark horse in the race is definitely Willie Munning's horse here, Capodanno, for JP McManus. But when we all look at now on there, Venetia Williams horse here, La Homme Press, we pronounced that correctly, sorry, La Homme Presse, around 7-2 in the market. Again, has taken the chasing really well. Last time out when it was Sandown, when landing the Sicily Isles, obviously chase the grade 1 over 2.5 miles, and did that by 21 lengths under Charlie Deutsch. Very impressive. If we know Venetia Williams horses do like a bit of cut in the ground, and it's a horse that cannot be. I mean, he beat a rated 137 rated Mr. Coffee that day, so that would probably bring him in the mix of 162. Possibility. I mean, what's he got into coming into this? 159. It's probably £3 in hand, so he'd be thereabouts in the finish. And he jumps well, he's a good jumper. If this race goes off quite a strong clip, this could set it up for Venetia Williams' horse. So yeah, there's plenty of chances this year in the Brown Advisory, and I'm going to take a strong stab here. And I'm going to. It's my next best of this second day, and I'm going to go for La Homme Presse. Purely the fact that Venetia Williams, I think could be the horse. I don't think Nichols' horse is that great in form at the moment. I haven't seen nothing that's really stood out for me for Nichols, even coming into the festival. So I think Venetia Williams here could have a nice horse here in La Homme Presse. A very unexposed horse. And I think a 1.5 win at 7-2 on offer with most firms. And that's La Homme Presse in the 210. On to the 250, which is the Coral Cup. Again, over 2 mile 5. Usually this tends to be stamped up by Gordon Elliott or Willie Mullins. You normally pop one handicapper in there. And we're just going to look at Gordon Elliott's horse. He's got the Boss's Oscar. He's got the Commander of Fleet, Saint Felician, which is the favourite under Robbie Power. He's also got Grand Roy in there. Like I said, he comes tenfold here, this guy, for this race. He's pretty much loads more. Yeah, he's got Tronaldo, and he's got Mars Harper down at the bottom there of the handicap. So we can have a look at the race here in depth. Out of all of the Elliott's runners, obviously Saint Felician is the horse unexposed coming into this race. Robbie Power gets the ride. Interesting. Last time out, running just shy of 2 miles at Nace when winning the Grade 3, when just second, in the Limestone Lad Hurdle. Getting plenty of weight from the winner, D'Aresso, of Jose O'Brien's. And then, it wasn't a really strong renewal, really. He's beaten off by 3.25 lengths off a mark of about 145. He will come into this off a mark of 149. He's duly dropped £2 for Future Runs. He's rated about 147, 146, which is about right. So, yeah, got a very good chance here. Others in the race here, we have to look here. I can't have the Boss's Oscar, but then again, he's a kind of horse that tends to save most of his good running for Cheltenham, silly enough. He finished second to Miss Milne back in last year in the per temps. And he's finished fifth to Indefatigable in the Martin Pipe. So, he's definitely a horse that can definitely be placed here. Boss Oscar, it's a lot. With a £5 claim on board, Mr. R. James takes to ride. Commander in Fleet, a horse I thought was potentially a very good horse going forward a couple of seasons ago, but sadly hasn't really thrived on that, and I can't really have him to even be placed in this race. David Russell, he can't get on Grand Royal here. This horse is a lovely traveller throughout his races, and wasn't even very impressive last time out on heavy ground at Navan. Went fourth in the Boyne Hurdle. David Russell rode him last time at Leopardstown back after Christmas. The Christmas Hurdle, finishing fourth behind Classical Dream, and also has been beaten by D'Aresso by 7.5 lengths when in the Liz Mullen Hurdle. Again, this is over the 2 mile farm trip. I'm just a bit worried about the horse already. Interesting, obviously, booking of Davy Russell. It's very rare Davy Russell doesn't come away without a winner here. As for stats, won by the Irish last year, and Heaven Help Us was quite a shock win at 33-1. And Nicky Henderson won it 2 of the last 3 years. And then obviously it was quite dominated by the Irish back then. Robbie Power rode Super Sunday to win this back in 2017. So it's an interesting booking of him on this horse. So really, with 26 runners, you could probably pick 2 in the field here. I'm going to try and pick the right Gordon Edit horse here. It's not going to be easy. I want to pick Grand Roy. Purely to the fact that Dave Russell rides it. He's a handicap specialist. He's a superb jockey at this meeting, and he very rarely doesn't go without a win. So I'd like to see Grand Roy in there at the finish. He's a big price. He's 22-1. So I think a little bit each way there, 22-1 on him. I think. If we have a look at the British runners here, I picked 2 out here, which was Gower Road and Nigel Twiston-Davies. And yeah, and probably if I was going to go for another British horse here, which nothing really stands out. No, he would probably the only one that stands out for me out of the British. That's Gower Road. I think this horse is very underestimated. Second last time I got behind Meteor in the Sovereign Handicap Hurdle, over 2 mile heavy ground, was beat 11.25. And he stayed on, he was just outpaced. And that was at Lingfield. Prior to that, he's a Cheltenham winner. He landed the handicap hurdle here for mark 134 and won very, very well. Beat a very good yardstick in Unexpected Party. Probably rated about 140, 142 now. It will come into this. Let's have a look. It will come into this off a mark of. Sorry, guys, just give me a second here. 145. So he's thereabouts, but I don't think the horse is overexposed at 145. So I think Gower Road for the British could definitely have a good chance here. And he's a good price as well, about 10-1. So my 2 bets against the field would be a half point each way on Gower Road in the Coral Cup. You can get 10-1 generally, 11-1 with Corals. And Grand Roy each way for the Edit and Russell combination, about 22-1. On to the 3:30, we have the Betway Green Mothers Champion Chase. Obviously, it's all about Shishkin. What chase Shishkin home? I mean, is Ergonomine good enough to reverse that form? I don't think so. Shekin Puswa just seems to hate Cheltenham completely. Envoy Annans, I don't think it's pretty well run. I don't know. Newman Negre was really set the pace. He's the interesting one on the field. Politolog, I would presume, I'm not surprised if Politolog doesn't go this race. I think he goes to the Gold Cup. Put the kettle on comes in here. I mean, probably he goes. I don't know. He probably going to stayers. So I mean, Newman Negra is definitely going to set it up for Shishkin. I think. Yeah. I mean, it's probably a no bet for me here. I'm going to look for an each way bet in the race. I think Shishkin's a class horse. I think he'd do exactly what Honeysuckle did today. He just thrives at Cheltenham. He'll come up that hill and he'll just power away. But Newman Negra will be the horse I think he might have to beat. Nuka Mine, I think he's got a bit to do to reverse the form with Shishkin. We're going to go on to the 4:10, which is the Glen Farkas Chase. Now, everyone's going to be on Tiger Roll, obviously, but I think I look at this. I think French horses do very well here. French well-bred horses. And it's just interesting that Emma Bolger here has probably might just got one out here for JP McManus. Could be interesting one here in a horse called Prengard or Prengarde, how you want to pronounce it. It's good. Has had a prep run for the race. It wasn't very impressive, to be honest. Finished way down the field in a soft ground over just shy of 2 miles. I just think this Emma Bolger wouldn't buy this kind of horse. Even JP McManus wouldn't buy this kind of horse if he didn't think he was prepped for a great race of this nature. Mark Walsh will come in for the ride again, which is quite interesting. I just think he's probably the unexposed horse in the race. But Tiger Roll, I can't fancy. It's probably his last year. I think they're mad not to go to the Grand National with horse. This course could make history with Red Rum. I mean, I would love to see him put him out of this and go and chuck him in there over the Grand National personally. Everything else in the race, Easy Land, as we know, won this race a few years back. Alpha Deserbo, I just don't think the horse jumps well. Delta work interesting, but I just don't think he wants to stay to see the trip. So yeah, I'm going to go for the French bred horse here, Emma Bolger's Prengard, and I think it's a good price at 8-1 with William Hill. I think half a point each way, 8-1 with Prengard to lower Tiger Roll's flag here on the race here. Anyway, let's go a set here. Give me a sec, it's just lost me way there a little bit. So we're going to go on to the Grand Annual, the 450, which is just shy of 2 miles. This horse, I think, has been smashed. I think over the last few weeks, and that's Andy Dufresne. So if you like your Shawshank Redemption, this is Mark Walsh again. Gordon Lennox could have a good day with Mark Walsh. Last seen finishing second at the game behind Captain Guinness over at Nace for mark 149, which came in the Poplar Square Chase Grade 3, beaten 4 3/4 lengths. But he just plodded on over the 2 miles, and I just off a mark 149, probably rated about 149 up to that mark. Mark 155, I think it's a £6 penalty coming into this might be a bit tough. I was looking at the race here. I think Jose O'Brien deserves a little bit of luck here because if you look last year, I mean, it's last year. Yeah, so if we look back at last year, in this race last year, Embittered was 9-2 favourite. It was backed off the balls to win the race and it fell and where I thought was going well. As Kamat it's won a couple of races around the chase ranks this year. It's finished second behind Exit Pole, finished behind River Detail twice, and behind Blue Lord, which is quite a good company in top Grade 1 novice events. That was off a mark 141. Getting this off a mark 145. I still think the horse is £5 winning. So I would like to think this horse will not be out of the first 4. I'll be quite surprised. Brian Cooper comes to the ride. not the greatest jockey for me. He does seem to be on his arse more than he's actually riding horses. But as the stats go for the Irish, they won it 2 years ago and won it back in 2017. It's quite a mixed thing there. But I'm going to go each way here on Embittered in the Grand Annual. It's priced up about 10-1 with William Hill. I think it's a worthy bet. I mean, some players will pay first 5 on this. We go on to the final race of the day, which is the bumper. I mean, everyone's ran Faisal Vega, who has been drifted terribly over the last couple of days. All the money's come from American Mike. Jamie Codd seems to think that it's the best thing he's seen sliced bread. He seems to think this horse is going to be very, very hard to beat. American Mike for Gordon Elliott. If we look again, we look at the stats here. Irish got a fantastic record here, mate. There's been no British winner in this race since 2016 when Baddy Andy overturned the race there. Gordon Elliott's won it twice, and Willie Mullins. So it's 3-2 to Mullins over Elliott. Gordon Elliott in this race, if he's got any chances, he's got Music Drive, which is unknown quantity. I don't think it's his disc quantity. And he's got American Mike. So I think he could match it up and make it 3-3 in the bumper here. I think you'd overturn Faisal Vega in this race. American Mike's definitely a good bet for me. As for each way bets here, I think we could see a big run here from a horse Rachel Blackmore rides here in Hulam Bator. I can't pronounce it, guys. Hulam Bator Diges, what it's called. It's like, yeah, it's going to be very hard for any horse of a 136-day layoff to come and win the race. I'd be very surprised if it does, but it's not impossible. Rachel Blackmore is in there for the rides. It's about 20-1 in the betting. There's been money around it. You can get 25s places. But yeah, as a horse that could have a good chance. Also, Redemption Day. Now, every time Faisal Vega was mentioned in the preview from Willie Mullins, Redemption Day popped up. And it's interesting that Paul Townend has elected to ride this horse. One on debut, beat Music Drive quite convincingly over at Leopardstown on good ground. But I think we'll probably have to step up to beat the top boys in this race. So yeah, I'm gonna take on Faisal Vega, and I think I'm gonna side with my friend who has put his horse up as well. I think American Mike could be a good horse going forward. And I think we're going to nap this at 2-point win at 5-2 with Bet365 American Mike, and a little each way. I think on Hulam Batorgeches at 25-1 with Bet365 also. So I'm just going to run back here over the selections for day 2. So 130 the Ballymore Novice Hurdle. We're going to try and get Sir Gerhard beaten, and I'm going to try and get him beaten with 3 Stripe Life and each way on I Am Maximus. In the 210, which is the Brown Advisory, again, very hard. Brave Man Game has been drifting, which, okay, but I'm going to nap Le Homme Presse here at 7-2. I won't put you off back in Copper Dollar each way, maybe run a good race as well. On to the 250, which is the Coral Cup. Again, stick a pin really. I'm going to go with Gower Road each way here at 10-1, 11-1 with Ladbrokes for me, with a little each way bet on Grand Roy, a double figure price also. The main bet of the main race of the day is the Queen Mother Champion Chase. It's all about Shishkin. I'm not going to have a bet in the race. I'm even going to try and take the horse on, or even put a bet up against it. I think Shishkin's is just going to be class. I think it'd be a shock if this horse loses. The 410, we have the Glenfarclas. Again, I'm going to go for Ed Bulger's horse here. 8-1 generally with William Hill. That's Pringard. That's a half point each way on Pringard at 8-1. And in the 450, the Grand Annual, a horse that's probably well handicapped for this race. It's Embittered. Half point each way by Embittered in the Grand Annual, which is the 450 in this race. I mean, I ain't put nothing else up against it as well. So just that one now. And the finale, the bumper, I'm taking on the big pot here, Mullins, with American Mike. I'm going to nap this American Mike. So I got that wrong. So the next best bet. Sorry, guys, I'm just a bit confused here. So if I go back again. So sorry, my next best is Le Homemade Presse. My nap is American Mike in the bumper. 2-point win, 5-2. With a little squeaky each way on Hulam Batocheles. So yeah, so how you pronounce it, 25 to 1 bet 365. So that's my selections for day 2. Like I said, I hope you're being lucky. It was a great race in the day. It was great to see the great honeysuckle make it 15 out of 15. And it was, it was the bumper horse Constitution. Oh my gosh, the bumper horse Constitution Hill was just probably the impressive horse of the day for me. So have a good day, guys. Be lucky. Have a good second day. All the best. Take care. It's on the Level Racing Channel signing out.